you're gonna find it very tough to converse. We do not have much Vietnam dong with us. We didn't have a SIM card, so basically speaking, that's a very nice car. Hello there, welcome to Vietnam. I am Gerard, and this is the first episode of our little Vietnamese series. Today we're gonna share with you our little crash course, as you might say it, in our unplanned trip to Vietnam. If you're into unplanned trips, or if you plan on doing an unplanned trip, see what I did there? Stay tuned, because that's what's coming right up. If you're new to this channel, I'm Gerard and we make travel videos, sharing our discovery on the road just to inspire you to travel more, travel now, because in this day and age, there's really no excuses not to do it. It's just so easy. Anyway, if that sounds like your thing, please subscribe to us so that you don't miss the next episodes of this awesome Vietnam series. I'm just hoping it's awesome. A little pre-story or introduction to this Vietnamese series or Vietnamese trip of ours. After staying in China for the past 8 years, I think it's time to move on. We are heading back home to Malaysia. But before we do that, us being us, we want to travel, so let's travel. What's the first country that comes into mind when you're heading back from China down to Malaysia on the way? Vietnam. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we ended up in Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. So what are the first things that you think you need when it comes to like going to a foreign country where you don't actually know or speak the language? Leave a comment down below just to let me know what you think you might need, because I did not think about that beforehand. So you're done commenting? Yeah, let's get into it. The first thing, internet. Can you imagine like traveling to a completely foreign place and not have internet? Imagine how people travel like back 100 years ago. That would be so adventurous. Damn, I wish I could do that. Wait, I can. We struggle to get a SIM card like initially because like the locals, if you're outside of the tourist areas, they don't speak that much English. There might be a few words that you can use like SIM, because I think SIM is international, and then the other one is like 4G, but 4, I don't know how to say 4 in Vietnam. So I would actually recommend getting a SIM card before you're entering, or something a roaming, international roaming plan before you enter Vietnam, because if not, you're gonna be left stranded like us. Or you can do what we did, which is just get our phones, get the address of the hostel that we booked, and then take a taxi straight there, and then ask the reception to point us somewhere to buy a SIM card. Luckily, it wasn't very far away. And the rates of a SIM card here is about 42 RMB yesterday that we bought it. We got a Vietnam mobile SIM card. You get unlimited data for 30 days. That's a bargain to me. Okay, number 2, currency. And this is something weird for us because we would think that exchanging at the border would give us worse rates, but it didn't. It actually gave us the best rates up to now. Like, it's not a big difference, it's just a very small difference, but if you're into that kind of thing, if you really want to know, that's what we got. Also, we did some experiments. You can withdraw money in ATMs. They will charge you like a small amount of fee. What I used was the UNPLANNED card, which is a Chinese debit card. And there is a cap when you withdraw money out, and that is something like 2 million Vietnam dong. And the fee that I was charged was about 3% of the 2 million Vietnam dong. And the other way you can go around it is to do a money exchange either at a jewelry shop or a money exchange shop, which we find out to be quite a myth because we didn't find any. Like around the whole old quarter of Hanoi, we did not find one single money exchange shop. Maybe we're just very bad at this. We're new to traveling. Anyway. So if you exchange at a jewelry shop like we did, we get something like 1.8 to 2%. That's a difference you get from the rates online and the rates there. Also, if you're into bargaining and you have to search like different shops as well, you can get even better rates if you exchange more money. So yeah, that can be fun if you're into that kind of thing, which we are, actually, we are. So have fun with it. And number 3, and that's language. This is the first time ever that I'm actually in a country where I don't understand a single thing they're saying or a single thing that is written on the signs. It got intimidating at first, but later it becomes a little adventurous and it's kind of fun as well. Even my body language or sign language wasn't working. Not body language, sign language. Don't get me wrong, sign language. So like for example, if you want to order food, we just look for the food online and then we try our best to remember, for example, buncha, and then we just go out and hunt for it. Or if you're more adventurous than us, you can just go around and oh, that looks interesting, just point at it and just say mut. Mut? Is it mut? Mut, which is I think one in Vietnamese. By the way, if you're traveling from China to Vietnam, you can actually take a train or a bus from Nha Ninh to Hanoi or Haiphong. If it's a train, I guess you can only do it to Hanoi. But the train tickets I heard from locals, they told me that it is not that easy to get because there are no online purchases, so you have to get it there at the ticket counter, and there are only 44 tickets available per day. So the next best option is the bus option, and that's what we took. So we bought our tickets on the Ctrip app, but we did it like the Chinese Ctrip app, not the trip.com, which is the international version. It's 175 Chinese yuan. That's what we got. So like you take a very like big ass Chinese bus. Wait, that was actually the first Chinese bus that was actually spacious and comfortable that we took, and it takes you all the way to the border, and then you kind of get through the customs, and then you get into a limousine minivan that is actually a Ford Transit. It looks like a freaking disco something in there. Still comfortable. The duration of the whole drive would be somewhere around like 8 hours, but then the custom and the waiting for the different bus or different minivan for this case is 2 hours in between. So like be prepared to spend like 10 hours traveling from Nha Ninh to Hanoi. Again, this is the first episode of our Vietnamese series. If you like this video or find this helpful, please give us a thumbs up, which is the like, which is right down there. Go down there. While you're down there, please subscribe if you want more future contents like this, and hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell as well so that you get notified when we post new videos. Anyway, I'm Gerard and it's nice talking to you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao!